Oh,
6,
6.
5,
3,
4.
2, 1.
Oh, we're live.
Whoa! How do I pause?
Yeah, how do I not be live? How
Probably
do I
the
stop?
pause button.
Oh,
I don't have a
God.
pause button here.
Up in
I-
the top right is the thing, maybe?
There sure is.
Big maybe.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't do
yeah.
the, there you go.
All right. Where's the pause button? I don't see it.
Where's
It's
pause
up there.
button?
It's
Don't-
not.
It's not.
Don't you question me, it's up there.
It's
God,
really
please
not.
help us.
I couldn't tell you
help us.
where, but
Uploading
I'm...
99%. There's no pause.
I see the uploading. I don't see a pause.
It's definitely up there.
Okay.
Yeah, must have gotten it.
Woo!
Oh, I control it. Don't worry.
That would be good if you could.
Don't worry, guys. I
that.
control it.
That's good. That's good to hear.
See, I told you it was up there.
You did tell us that, yes.
I told you that fridge would fit through there. Everybody loves the fridge episode, right?
Dun, dun, dun.
Everybody. Oh, welcome
Everybody
to the
loved it.
show.
Hi, everyone.
The very regular weekly show where we do this, but live.
I don't do Facebook or whatever we're streaming on. What do the green messages
This is
mean?
called YouTube, Wade. Are you familiar with YouTube?
No. I've not run my own YouTube channel in 4 years.
Have you ever seen, I don't know, this guy maybe called Markiplier or
Never heard of him.
No.
Oh, that one's yellow.
No way. No
I don't know
way.
what that means.
Jay Speed
Oh, money.
Dicey?
That means money. Who gets that?
Jay
Someone gets money from
Spadici?
this.
Who's Jay
My
Spadici?
favorite, my favorite YouTuber who also owns a weed brand or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Jay
yeah.
Speed Dicey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
top
yeah.
of the weed coffee.
Yeah.
Top of the evening to you, laddies.
Top of 420 to you, my boys.
Top of dat
My
booty,
boy.
laddies.
My boys. All right.
Isn't he part of that one podcast, the Boner Cast? Remember that?
Yeah, he's a legendary founding member of the Boner Cast.
That's
I
really
love
what
that
this
show.
podcast is modeled after.
Yeah, but
Being
only
honest.
it's a shadow of its former self. It is definitely not a true blue representation of what that
Yeah,
is.
it's more of a white collar podcast.
Podcast? What word did you just say?
Podcast, I thought.
I don't know.
I think he said podcast. I'm pretty sure.
Podcast?
Okay, I did.
I'm
My
not
ears
sure.
stuttered. That's on
I
me.
say a lot of weird things, but I don't think podcast was one of them.
Well, we're here now.
Good point, Mark.
Yeah, Mark's clearly paying close
Just
attention.
lusciously fluffing my hair.
There we
Actually, I was just in the woods, and I'm like convinced I have bugs in my hair, and I've looked really closely, and I've been like, oh man, if I have lice, it'd be terrible. But I keep looking because I was in the woods, and I get this paranoid feeling every time a branch like touches my head. I'm like, that's it. I have it. I have the lice now. Just it's forever in there. So I've kind of been a little paranoid about that.
Is that a
but
thing?
apparently
Can
not.
you just get lice from? That's not how lice work, is it?
I don't know where
Yeah,
lice
you just
come
go into the
from.
Lice
woods
live
and
on
then-
like animals or humans.
Were you snuggling a bear?
No, there was no bear snuggling, but there was this squirrel that was right above in an oak tree that kept
scratching
eating.
lice off.
No,
on
it
you.
was eating acorns and dropping the caps on us.
well, that's
Literally
adorable.
It was like, come, my lice brethren, get into the husk of this meal.
You would eat an acorn and then take the cap and like pick out and fill it with turn into a lice grenade. Gotcha.
That's what I think happens. Literally every time a branch even remotely touches my hair or anything like in the woods touches my hair, I'm like, God, it's lice. Which, you know, as a kid, I get that it's a problem for certain kids, but I thought it would be a much more prevalent problem than it was advertised to be as a child. Apparently
I
not.
never had it when I was a kid. I never got lice. And I also worked in a school where we had a couple lice outbreaks. Never once got it.
Never once. I've never had
I
it.
literally
I
was
don't
the
even get
guy.
hair.
I was the guy who had the seat in the office where if a teacher found a kid with lice, they were like, go sit with Mr. Myskins for a minute before we like call their parents and try and figure out what the next steps were. Because some parents were like, just wash them. You do it.
Hold on.
And some parents were like,
Bang my
you
computer
know,
a bit.
Does that help?
It does help.
It just
does
likes
help.
getting
Do
smacked
you have a
around from time to time.
CRT computer?
It
Okay,
kind
to
of
warm up a little.
I have
It
to
opens its
degauss it.
CD-ROM drive. It's like, smack me, Mark. And then he's
I
like,
mean,
all right.
You think computers are CD-ROMs anymore?
Right next to the floppy disk port.
Mark boots his computer up and it's all beep boop. No, not yet. And he starts smacking it and he's like, "You close?"
Well, I mean,
Close.
legitimately, my computer whole setup is I have to hit my actual desktop. My monitors have to warm up for like an hour and a half before you can actually see through them. It is kind of a weird ordeal of my computing equipment.
Considering that you have a pretty nice setup, it's very confusing how janky it is.
I know, it is weird. These monitors were not cheap. The computer was provided for free, but apparently it was like very, very well made, except for the one fan that buzzes and I have to...
That's what you get with going with the organic monitors. You know, they have to actually wake up, stretch, do their morning routine, and then they're like, fine, I guess I'm turned on now after the back rub.
I mean, maybe, but there's nothing wrong with a little foreplay. I just wish it didn't last an hour and a half, right? You know, I think that's excessive.
Amen. 2 more hours like that, we're supposed to call our doctors, you know?
All right. Well, we got a short show today, right, boys?
Yep. That's
Yeah,
all we
thanks for
got.
coming.
Thank you so much for hanging out.
No,
Oh, okay.
not yet, not
Not that
yet,
short?
because I have something that I've been meaning to talk about for quite a while. Something that's been on my mind. Something that is affecting the entirety of the world around us. Something that involves glitter and a conspiracy of epic proportions, the likes of which you'd never understand.
At the heart of every story. Hey, back off! I'm a reporter! Markiplier is there to report what's real.
Look, I'm all for fuel economy, but blood just don't work that way.
No matter how terrifying it may be.
So how good is bone broth for you?
This is Nightmares of Futures Past.
You like that one?
Blood just
miss
don't work
turning
that
around.
way.
That one's a classic. I had to dig that one up from way back when. No one probably ever heard that because I don't think that ever made it to air. So it's new to everybody out there, and I'll call it new for now. This is a story about the Great Glitter Conspiracy of 2018.
I don't believe it. I'm just
remember
going to
hearing
start
about
from that
glitter.
position.
No.
Remember,
can't.
oh, you heard about this?
I've heard about glitter, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It got popular in the 20-teens.
Glitter, a holiday staple since at least 1942. Glitter is technically aluminum metallized polyethylene terephthalate. It takes 1,000 years for glitter to biodegrade, and most of the world's supply is produced in New Jersey at 2 different glitter manufacturing companies. And although reporter Katie Weaver tried to visit each of these companies, only one grudgingly allowed her inside the building. The company Glitter.
Oh, I guess maybe you can. Would you like a coffee or a water? God, I guess come on in, do your interview. I'm not happy about it, but sure. What do you want to know?
I
Here
mean,
for you.
it is in Jersey, I guess. You're not being a glitter man, you're being a Jersey man.
It's just happily he's covered like confetti and glitter. Like, come on in, we're very happy here.
Is that your Jersey accent?
Forget about it.
Anyway, the company Glitterex was secretive about its numbers, but it did reveal that the most popular glitter color, quote, by far, is silver. And to remove glitter, the company CEO suggests using soap and water or fabric softener sheets to combat the plastic static cling. The story's most tantalizing detail, however, is that one of the glitter industry's biggest clients doesn't want the public to know that it's using glitter in the first place. And this is where the conspiracy comes in. You didn't hear
Glitter
it was
comes
great.
glitter free.
It's the great glitter the great glitter conspiracy of 2018.
I
Right?
heard the title. Yeah, I'm
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
I'm here
put
for
some
the
music in there
conspiracy.
for dramatic effect.
hang on, I got some music for you, Mark.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
It's not as dramatic
the
as I'd like it.
conspiratorialness of that song.
It's too lighthearted. There must be a conspiracy.
What follows is a conversation that Weaver had with someone who worked at GlitterX. When I asked Miss Dyer if she could tell me which industry served as GlitterX's biggest market, her answer was instant. Quote, "No, I absolutely know that I can't." End quote. I was taken aback. Quote, "But you know what it is." Quote. The other person says, "Oh God, yes." She laughed and said, "And you would never guess it. Let's just leave it at that." End quote. I asked if she could tell me why she couldn't tell me. Quote, "Because they don't want anyone to know that it's glitter." End quote. If I looked at it, I wouldn't know it's glitter? No, not really. Would I be able to see the glitter? Oh, you'd be able to see something, but it's, yeah, I can't. End quote.
Let's go back to our food tier list now. Which one is glitter? What was on low on the tier list?
What? I cannot imagine a thing that you would look at covered in,
Oh,
filled
it's something.
with, or otherwise is having glitter on or near or in it, and you would be like, sparkly. Sparkly little specks. Almost
Yeah,
like
I
glitter. Probably not,
I
though.
literally have no idea what this could possibly be, but it's so secretive. It's like that the redwood in the woods of like, if you kill me, you'll have more problems that you could ever know about redwood burls. But it's just the fact that it's like no, I can't. If I see it, would I know? Not really. Would I be able to see the glitter? Oh, you'd be able to see something. This is so
I
confusing.
really
So-
like the idea of all the people in this glitter factory, like all the executives are like, "Oh, this is such a big secret, guys. We gotta be prepared. If anyone ever asks you, which they haven't, because we're a glitter company, but if anyone ever asks, you can't tell them who our top customer is." Like, okay, I can. Well, let's ingrain that. Let's do some trainings. Let's really work on this. And they were all building to this moment. She was so excited about it because she was like, "Oh, the reporter's gonna ask, what's your biggest?" I can't tell you. It's a secret. Did I do it right? I think I did.
Enough of your questions. Would you like to see the facility?
An angry door guard is still following you around. All right, so
Right this way.
Weaver went on to ask the glitter representative if she would tell her who the client was off the record. She wouldn't, or even off the record after the story's publication. Also no. At which point the representative leads her unrelatedly to the automotive grade pigments. So as she's being guided, she's in the automotive section.
Cool.
Later in the
Okay.
piece, Weaver notes that glitter appears in items like NFL helmets, credit cards, and jet ski paint jobs, and that researchers sometimes feed glitter to animals to track them via sparkly feces. Who isn't using glitter?
That's
I
the best way.
use it. I thought I found the real Rainbow Road. Oh God.
Yeah, somehow feeding glitter to animals, this stuff that doesn't biodegrade for like 1,000 years, who knows what, is less damaging to their reputation than revealing their ultimate client.
It has to be something that people consume.
It has to be.
It's
It-
gold. It's Goldschlager. How much?
Yeah.
How much glitter does Goldschlager need? And all those like hypnotic and all those drinks that are all swooshy swooshy inside.
Yeah.
Glitter. It's a conspiracy.
You don't think it's that new burger chain, Glitter Burger, do you?
You don't
No, they did a whole ad
no.
campaign about how that's just the way they process the meat.
Okay. Yeah, it's not Glitter
It's
Burger.
microscopic water droplets that form on the surface because of the way their patty machine
Yeah.
form. That's not it couldn't be glitter.
Dehydrated
It does
ice
look like
crystals
glitter,
enclosed. Yeah, it shines like glitter.
but it's
Yeah.
not glitter. Couldn't
It's
be.
not. So, my first guesses as to what might secretly call for massive amounts of glitter were weapons and flooring. I opened it up to cut staff for further speculation. Who is this mysterious glitter buyer, and what don't they want us to know? So these are the following guesses from various people in the website that wrote this article, which is thecut.com. So they guess jewelry, tiles, cars, but why would cars care? And someone said it has to be explosive. Someone just said share. Someone said maybe the moon or God or hospitals. It could be NASA. Someone said, is it a food thing? Toothpaste. Maybe it's Elon Musk and Grimes. Computers? I still think it might be tiles. I agree that computers are glittery. I think we forgot too quickly that the New York Times said that UFOs are real and that we have their technology in our possession. I don't know what this has to do with anything. Maybe the government is using glitter to build a big mirror, and behind the mirror are all the UFOs. I asked Weaver if they had any guesses, and she DM'd me her personal theory, which I honestly now feel obliged to keep secret for security. And then the article abruptly ends.
Like mid-sentence.
Big glitter must have got
They
to
got
them.
them right in the middle, and then they published it anyway.
Yeah.
It is just something. The article goes a bunch of conjecture, not knowing what their biggest client is, a bunch of guesses, and then the article abruptly stops.
All right, so let's guess and see if we end up disappearing. Weapons, something like involved with weapons and bombs would make sense. Not because of the glitter, but because it would be like, don't want to touch that industry. Politician brain pills, I could see.
Yeah. I was reading into this though, because just the other day we were listening to. Have you ever listened to the podcast Behind the Bastards?
No, I don't listen to Distractible. I don't even listen to that.
That's good. That was the right answer. But I was actually it was Amy who was listening, so it's not my fault and not my sin.
I was gonna say unforgivable, but I guess it's not.
Yeah,
you, so.
it is. No, you're right. It is unforgivable. But anyway, so there's this episode on the FDA. Have you ever heard the story of like how the FDA came to be?
No, actually.
So for those of you who don't know, the FDA is the Food and Drug Administration. Right now, as its current stance, it is a pretty terrible organization that doesn't really enforce anything in a proper way and is kind of like, it's not as what it once was. But back in the day, early 1900s, late 1800s, there was a bit of an epidemic with food alterations. Food alterations is where you take a food substance and you add stuff to it to change it, which is fine if you're cooking. It's very bad if you're trying to enhance the amount of something. Say, like if you have a brick of cocaine and you want to make it last longer or sell more of it for less, less
I only
cost,
buy the FDA approved cocaine.
you put like baby powder in it or some shit like that.
Talcum
you cut
powder.
It. Talcum powder. Thank you. I wasn't sure.
I don't know what that is, but that's what you put in
Baking
cocaine.
soda.
So they did this with milk.
Ooh.
Back in the day, they would have milk. And number one, milk back in the day, especially in cities, was very bad because milk was usually from cows that were fed swill, which apparently is leftover malt feed from breweries.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it's not, because this is the stuff after it's been boiled for a few days. So all the nutrients are out of it at this point, all the grains
like
that they've boiled
fiber.
out. It's basically just fiber. So that's where a lot of the milk is coming from for cities. That was not great. But in addition to that, what they would do is companies would just cut it with random shit again and again. They would sometimes just they would pour water in it. They would skim the fat off of it, which is where the term skim milk comes from. You got to skim the cream off the top. And they would replace it with something that looked like the cream that would be on milk. Take a guess of what they replaced it with.
Horse semen.
Good guess. Wade.
It's just semen.
Yeah, it doesn't
They'd be
have to be
fine.
horse. I guess any kind of semen you
All
can
of it.
get would be fine.
You're so close, because that would be similar. But no, they replaced it with liquefied cow brains. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, Bessie, thanks for this bucket. Now open your head.
And there was
If
one.
they switched from calling it milk to just calling it cow juice, it wouldn't even be an inaccurate marketing scheme.
You're right. You would have thrived in the early 1900s.
Skim cow juice. Don't mind if I do.
We put everything but the moo in it.
Extra chunky.
They had one occurrence where early on, before the FDA, there was like a kind of like a beginning organization. The beginnings of the FDA was starting out. There was a lot of people that were trying to do research on what the milk quality actually was, and it was terrible. They got one call from a family who wanted them to come look at their jar of milk that they had, because they reported that the milk was wriggling.
Oh.
So
On its own, like it's a
on
bottle
its
of the bottle of
they didn't
flubber
cut
on the
the
shelf,
brain
just like
stem. It was still
Let
attached
me
to the
out.
cow.
So what happened was the guy who from this organization came over, looked at the jar of milk, and what he observed that the entirety of the milk inside the jar had been replaced with worms. Now it's not like the milk company was like, let's cut it with worms. Let's do this. This is the best solution. No, what happened was they cut it with pond water. So they wanted to water down the milk. I know. It doesn't.
A written description
okay.
describing milk as being a white liquid could have resolved this. There's no such thing as pond water and worms that's the right color of milk.
No, they had some milk and then they cut the rest with
they have
pond
a double
water.
bottle with like a thin layer of milk around it, and then whatever they want on the inside, like one of those.
Paint.
You just paint the bottle
pond
white.
water, and you put it in.
Still, if you pour a glass of... That was
Yeah.
real. The worms thing is really getting to me. That's horrific.
So what happened was, and I'll finish it up, obviously the pond water had larvae in it. They fed off the milk, basically just like they ate the milk, and then it was just only worms left. So yeah, that's the beginnings of things getting introduced to other things. So that leads me to believe the glitter conspiracy might actually be something food related, because
Gotta be.
what else would they not want people to know? And in a day and age where the FDA is not up to the same standards, because when the FDA came about after all the milk stuff and the various other food products, they were putting like poisons in candy. They were using copper and like asbestos or some shit like that for coloring in candy. And kids were dying every year, not just a few. Thousands of children were dying from the milk, the candy, the various foods that had poison. They were trying to make milk last longer, and there was this whole thing where pasteurization. You guys have heard of pasteurization, right?
Sure. It's where you let the cows outside and they eat in the pasture.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. It's where you heat up milk to about 130 to 140 degrees, and it kills any germs or bacteria or viruses in the milk without distorting the milk proteins, so it's still good to drink. It lasts a lot longer. This process was found, like, again, in the early 1900s, late 1800s, maybe even, like, mid-late 1800s, and they were like, all of Europe was like, oh, shit, this is great. Milk lasts for weeks now. But America was like, no, we're not going to spend money to boil milk. You know how much money it costs to boil something?
Now we've got all this rat poison we could add.
Well, you're close. Formaldehyde. They loved to put formaldehyde in things. And it was kind of one of those bad, like, good intentions, bad endings, where a scientist realized that formaldehyde naturally occurs in a lot of plants and apples and stuff like that, right? Formaldehyde exists. It's how fruit preserves itself. It literally has formaldehyde. It has preserving properties. It's naturally occurring. So scientists was like, theoretically, you can put tiny amounts, like 2 drops of formaldehyde in a gallon of milk, and it will make it last a little bit longer, a few days longer. And like that was logical at the time. The milk companies heard, oh, you put formaldehyde in milk, it lasts longer. So they dumped as much formaldehyde in the milk as would not distort the taste of the milk.
God.
And this is before the cutting with pond water and the calcium to recolor it, and, you know, all the chalk that they'd put into it to give it the whiteness, and the cow brains. So literally all these extra steps would have cost so much less than just boiling it. And it wasn't even boiling it. You just raise it to 130 degrees, and then you go down. But they would have to retool everything. They couldn't keep all the troughs, milk troughs with the poop in it. There was also poop in the milk, by the way.
Well, there still is poop in milk, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, but it's boiled.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
it bad that I want a bowl of Rice Krispies right now with some milk?
I don't know if I ever eat milk again. Get the old loaf of milk out, take a slice. I don't know if I can do it.
Molly, get me 10 milk.
Loaf of milk. Sorry, just
Milk.
One thing I can't let go of in all of this is I know they had science, but I'm just imagining this is like so long ago, in the 19th century, that the pre-FDA's version of like testing things is some guy comes up and is like, so you got some milk or something you want me to look at? And the family's like, yeah, this milk is really, it's wriggling a lot, which seems wrong. And the guy's like, let me take a swig of that, see where that milk's doing. There's just a guy who's like the milk tester. There's no science, there's no chemical, they don't like mass spec or anything. He's just like, it smells like most milk I come across. I don't know. Let me just take a big glug of this. Ooh, that's worms. That's different. Worms doesn't really fall within the usual description I would give to milk, but it's the right color. So I'm torn.
So what if he gets sick or dies within a week? They're like, bad product. Take it off the shelf.
No, actually, no. They would not. The kids would be dropping dead all over the place.
Just slap a warning on there. Not for children.
It can't be the milk. They would pay sometimes like $250,000 of that era's money a year to like lobby against government regulations for food standards.
You know what seems cheaper to me than spending millions of dollars lobbying against regulations and also inventing new types of shit to cut your product with so that you can sell 50% more of it?
Glitter.
Mm-hmm. Maybe just save all those millions, sell a regular product that has no additives or extraneous bullshit to go with it, and then take the profits from that.
Sounds like
I mean, that doesn't sound very American, but you could. I've heard people do that.
Man, the hilarious thing, well, not hilarious in a cosmic sense, is that like the American thing is always to let a problem get so unbelievably bad that then they rubber band and then solve it in such a grandiose, fantastic way. Because that's what happened with the FDA. The FDA came in and all of these food standards like got established, and the regulatory body, and it was entirely funded by the taxpayers so that they weren't ever funded by anything. But as these systems go on, they start to degrade and they go down. This is why like food labels have clear ingredients of what is in the food, like the nutritional values of the food. It's why like before certain medications needed extremely strict testing before they could go through. Not so much anymore, because like I said, things get really bad, and then America just was like, all right, enough kids are dying, I guess. Let's fix it, but we're gonna do it right. And it's like it's the weirdest kind of like back and forth of like, I don't wanna, I'm gonna be the best at it, and I'm done forever now, and no one can beat us, and then I'm going to sleep. That's America.
The threshold for that is so funny too, though, because it'll be for decades. It'll be like, 3,000 kids died this year from dangerous bicycle accidents. Should we make them wear helmets? And then next year, like 3,300. It's going up. 10 years later, they're like 9,000 kids died.
Every kid.
That's too many. We should do something. Well, if you had done this a decade ago, all of those over 10,000 kids who already had died, whatever. It's time now, I guess.
Shut up, we're capitalists, not moralists.
There is a maximum number of kids that need to die before someone cares, I guess.
It's got to affect
just a really
the bottom
high number.
line.
Man, good thing this is all a hypothetical situation.
Yeah,
It
no, that
doesn't
happened.
reflect anything in our current day and
Yeah,
age.
no. Hey, you know what this brings to mind for me though, Mark? You really
What?
spurred something. We'll get back to the glitter conspiracy. Have you guys heard about the pink sauce drama?
No. What is the pink sauce drop?
Is that I think maybe I have.
There is
Go
this TikTok account. I know I always talk about TikTok because that's what I talk about. Called Chef Pie, I think, or Chef P. It's chef.pii. I'm assuming it's Chef Pie. She's like a chef TikToker. Her name is Carly, and she posts video of her just like cooking stuff, and she doesn't have like a big business or anything, but she made this sauce, invented this sauce called the pink sauce, which is effectively, it's a variation of like ranch dressing sort of, but it has like dragon fruit in it, which is what makes it very pink, but otherwise it has like, seasonings, chili, garlic, normal sort of stuff. It's like a dipping sauce, right? For like
Sure.
French fries, chicken fingers, whatever. It's Pepto-Bismol pink. Like it's real pink. And
Oh, I know what to cut it with then.
yeah, well, thin it right out.
Upset
Plus,
stomach? I don't think so.
keeps your tummy in line.
Yeah, it keeps all that horrible diarrhea you're gonna get from drinking.
They'll
the
never
pink
taste
sauce.
the glitter
Well
with
done.
Pepto-Bismol mixed in.
It's
Yeah.
all in one.
So she invented this and it went super viral. She had like under 1,000 followers before the pink sauce stuff started, and now she's over 80,000 or something. It may be higher than that. I don't know how up to date this article is. And she just started making the sauce and bottling it and selling it. And there are exceptions, but generally in America, if you're gonna sell like a commercial product, if you're gonna sell something that online as like a food product for human consumption, it's supposed to be like you're supposed to follow the FDA rules, right? They have rules and regulations about how it should be produced, so that there's like food safety rules and you have to list the ingredients and all these sorts of things. And she basically just did it herself, and it went super viral. And then people started getting bottles of pink sauce, and it's unclear if some of them were like fake or knockoffs or what. But some of the bottles that this Chef Pie definitely produced herself and sold to people went bad. Like they got to the customer who bought them and they had exploded because there was bacteria growing inside, which created pressure, which like ruptured the container. And it's just, one, it's not a color that anyone should want to eat. I find it very off-putting. But two, if people want to eat it, that's fine. It's like, people started asking like, hey, is this like you follow the rules? Is this like FDA approved? And there's a notorious clip of the TikToker on like a live responding to questions and stuff, where someone was like, hey, did you follow the FDA rules? And she was like, FDA? I don't sell medical products. I don't need the FDA for this, and all this stuff. And yeah, it's just, it looks
Medical
gross.
products.
All of the worst pictures that have come out are just like, oh, spoiled. Also, a lot of them are different colors of pink, which for something that you're selling as like a commercial product, whatever, consumer product, you would think the recipe would be hopefully consistent enough that they would all generally be the same color. But some of them are like really pastel. Some of them are like neon, like concerning 80s pink, almost verging on like purple. And it's a whole thing. And apparently the FDA like visited her house, and I don't know, she's trying to make it all on the up and up now. But it was just like this
not be surprised.
gross thing that happened that looked.
You'd think they'd be on top of this because like
There was no ingredients on the bottle at all.
Yeah, if you look at the original labels and stuff, it doesn't list what's in it. It doesn't have any like warnings. Apparently there was dairy in it, but it was a very shelf stable. It was like dried dairy solids or something, which is what's in like shelf stable mayonnaise. So there was just a lot of confusion and uncertainty about like, is this okay that it's not shipped refrigerated? Is it gonna kill me? Is this full of some kind of disgusting bacteria that's gonna give me like salmonella or something? But it went super viral and some people ate it and didn't die. So
why did
fine.
this get the FDA's attention finally, but Bella Delphine's bathwater didn't? People drink that all the time.
That wasn't. I don't think
not
that was
for
intended to be
drinking.
drink.
What? Oh,
I have an ingredient. What are you drinking? I have an ingredient list of the pink sauce here from what I believe is probably an updated label, because it's actually nutrition facts, the big white label. Water, sunflower seed oil, raw honey, distilled vinegar, garlic, paella, pink Himalayan sea salt, dried spices, lemon juice, milk, citric acid. I don't see any dragon fruit in here. I don't know what makes it pink. Nothing in here should.
Oh, there was also typos. I forgot that part. That was a funny little side note. There was some version of the label that started to have ingredients on it, and it had a couple typos in it. Like one of them was like it contained red wine vinegar or something instead of vinegar. It was just like a
not poison.
typo.
Oh, sorry, I was about to say the word "not" out.
Yeah. So yeah, the FDA isn't what it was, but it still does enforce, and there are still laws on the books that it has to. Well, I mean, it should regulate. And the food part, people often forget about. There's this loophole for supplements that's like a big gaping loophole in terms of like, they have supplements often have the label these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. And what that means is like, you don't have to necessarily submit it for approval, but you still have to adhere to the current regulations to put what is in your supplement on the bottle, what amounts, because that's the most important thing for the safety of the American public, is to know what you're eating. And whenever there's a food like this that doesn't accurately say what's in it, you don't know what you're eating. It can have, what if it had peanuts in it and someone like Ethan with a peanut allergy tried it for a video and had an anaphylactic reaction?
I do honestly feel like that's one of the main things. I'm less, I guess I'm less concerned and also have less faith that if a company is like cutting their cereal with sawdust, it's not like they're going to put that in the ingredients anyway, because that wouldn't be legal in any case. It's not like if you put that on there, the FDA is like, well, they said it has sawdust in it, so at least they're being honest. Yeah. Like, I'm not as worried about that situation where it's like they're cutting it. But yeah, if you have celiac, disease or some other sensitivity, or if you're deathly allergic to peanuts or anything like that, a specific and accurate list of ingredients is pretty crucially important on any given food. Because, and like, not that I'm sure people like with allergies, and I'm sure Ethan has experienced this, he just doesn't get to eat some things because some shit has nuts in it and there's nothing you can do about that. But if you're at a restaurant, if you're fed something by a friend you're a guest at a house or whatever, someone has to know what's in stuff. It's going out to restaurants with Ethan is always funny because he'll order something and be like, I want the enchiladas. Do you know if that has any nuts in it? And the waiter's always like, I don't see any peanuts on the plate when I serve that. Do you want me to ask the kitchen? And Ethan is like, well, I'll die if you're wrong. So yeah, ask the chef, I guess. And then when they come back and the chef is like, well, we use this sauce, but we don't know what's in it. And Ethan's like, could you check the label? You know what? I'll order something else.
What do you mean?
It's so funny that like, that's such a, it's the info's out there, but it's not always available.
Oh god, you check the label. They just grab one of like their plastic bags with no markings, like the chicken nuggets and stuff. It's just a pink sauce bag with nothing written on it. Well, there's no label, but it doesn't say peanuts, so it must be good. Here, try it.
Hey, Steve, is this the pink sauce dipping sauce bag, or is this the cow brain filler juice bag? Which
I don't know. We just put half and half in the bottle.
Half and half. Oh, we cut the pink sauce with the cow brain, so yeah, just make it a 1-to-1 ratio. It'll be fine.
There's
the glitter.
There's some confusion in the audience. I did just upload now. No, it was not a scheduled upload. Figure that out for yourselves. Good luck.
But you're live right now. How could you do that?
But are we?
Are we? Kyle in chat. Yeah, I agree.
Are we? Are we live?
I could do that too, but I'm not going to.
Can you do this? Wait for it. Wait for it.
What are we doing?
Wait for it. Hold on. It's not working.
Oh,
it's because it's on manual. Hold on. Hold on.
Cool.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Is that Markiplier's collarbone?
Hold on. Can you do this?
Oh my god, you're the Hulk.
Can you do this?
Be green?
Can you do that?
Turn on night vision?
Yeah, night vision.
Probably.
Can you do that?
I don't know where the button is. I don't know.
Can you do that?
Yeah, hang on. Wait, no, I can do that.
Can you do that?
I can do that. Wait a minute. I can do that.
Man, it sure looks like I have to do some work on that. I don't know.
This is going to absolutely be worth it. Everyone hang on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I already gave up. God, the amount of effort that would take to click 3 buttons.
Hold on.
I'm green now. Am I green? Am I green enough yet?
Oh, hang on.
Am I green?
Am I underlit? Am I underlit?
I can do that.
Am I underlit?
Hang on.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Can I?
You guys don't see my phone. Hang on.
Can I turn my lights off? Yep. Hang on.
Hang on. Can I just turn my computer off? I'll turn my
really
computer
quiet.
off midstream. Whoops.
Yep.
Yeah, I punched my microphone. Hang on.
Anyway,
Yeah, I can't. I can't. That's fine.
that's okay.
Wait, maybe if I shine it through. Am I red? Did it work? There we go.
Probably.
Probably.
Turn red, beat.
Keep trying, buddy. You'll get there.
Oh, if I burst a blood vessel, I'll be real red.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Yeah, you'll be real red. So keep it up.
I'll
But anyway,
fix it with
that's
glitter.
I think that's all the news stories we have.
Wait, so
for
where
the
is all
day.
the glitter going?
Yeah,
we have
where
no
is the
conclusion
glitter
to
going?
this.
We don't know.
We gotta
There's
solve
conclusion
this.
to it. All
We
right,
turned
time to
around
solve
and
it.
glitter was everywhere. Okay, so food, medicine, weaponry.
It's the military, and they don't want anyone to know because all they do is carry around pocket glitter for distractions, and it's
You
embarrassing.
get more soldiers if you cut the ones we have with glitter. You can quadruple your soldier supply.
I've tried really hard not to laugh at that.
It was funny though.
It's not funny. Nope.
It
Not
was.
laughing.
It's funny.
Not laughing at that.
Get up, maggot! Some glitter. Now get up, two maggots.
Nope.
I might have an answer here. I'm just trying to figure out what's the deal.
All right, hang on. Let me. I turned around and Mark had the answer.
I might. Hold on.
Yeah.
We might get the answer.
Welcome to glitter of epic proportions.
What's going on? Hold on. Yeah, killed some time. Vamp.
Dogs are
Anyway.
fine. Thanks for asking.
I ate some pink sauce and I died. So that was a weird experience.
I've not eaten yet today. I don't know if I will, but man, do I want a glass of milk for some reason.
Just a big old hunk of milk. Eat it right out of your hand like an apple. Wade, what types of milk have you had? What animals have you had milk from? Tell me.
How I hope. I tried almond milk, so whatever the almond animal is. A soy. I've tried a soy milk. I've tried. I think I had goat milk once.
Goat
Not
milk
that
is
much
gross.
milk.
I
Yeah,
did
didn't
not like
that.
it.
As far as cow milk, 2%, 1%, skim, whole, those are all milky and fine.
You know what really grinds my gears? Our milk store, also known as the grocery store, stopped selling the kind I like. We always get Fairlife
Chocolate?
milk
Oh.
because it has less sugar and it's tasty, I don't know, and it's consistent. And they stopped having it. So grocery store people, fuck you.
That's what you
Okay.
get. Ill-described grocery store chain. Hope it takes away some of your business.
It rhymes with Gleifney.
Kroger.
Okay.
Wait.
I have an answer.
Okay, thank God.
All right. So there was an interview with someone by the name of Brannon Pittman. So they said, "My name is Brannon Pittman. I'm a technical director chemist for a company called HK Research Corporation who makes polyester gel coats for the marine and fiberglass cast polymer industries." What is a gel coat? Think of it like a paint almost. It was originally designed in the 50s to just protect the fiberglass from water and that sort of thing. And is it both now? Is it cosmetic and protective? Absolutely. Have you ever touched gel coat? Touched it? Yeah, absolutely. Got some on my hands this morning. What does it feel like? So in the liquid form, it's viscous paint about the consistency of ketchup, if you will. In the cured form, it's a hard shell covering on the outside of fiberglass. I mean, you can just tap it and it's extremely hard. What does it look like? Is it sparkly or anything you want? We make solid colors and we make clears that they can mix with different things to give it different effects. So I know how much boat manufacturers use of glitter, especially the bass boat manufacturers. And when I say I know how much they use, I don't know the exact volumes, but I've been in their plants and I've seen the drums of material. And compared to other uses of glitter or greeting cards and Christmas ornaments and the cosmetic industry, the volume is way more that goes into a boat. So I used to work for a bass boat manufacturer back in the 90s, and we bought it in 30-gallon drums of glitter. Probably 10 30-gallon drums of glitter a week. Whoa,
Wow.
okay. Yeah, 300 gallons of glitter every week is 15,600 gallons of glitter every year. And that's definitely buying in bulk. So 2 of the manufacturers are Glitterex and Meadowbrook Inventions. So this is the answer. It is boat gel-coated paint.
Why would that be so controversially secret, though? That doesn't make sense.
Are fishermen really opposed to glitter?
It's not manly to be known to buy so much glitter. We're fishermen.
A fisherman, not a fisher girl.
If people knew how much glitter we was buying, then they might not respect us as much as they do, which they do.
Either that's not the real answer, or someone just really wanted to sound self-important at the factory, like, oh yeah, I know where it goes. You'll never believe it. It goes into our glittery paint. They'll never find out. They'll never know. But they'll remember me.
I do think I see where there could be a problem if this was getting out, because boats with this kind of paint obviously go through wear in the ocean, and if they're wearing down in the ocean, where does that glitter go that does not biodegrade?
Whales, fish.
Yes, exactly. Actually, both of those answers are correct, because they probably get scooped up by the filter feeders and krill, and then the whales come in and eat a bunch of the krill. Like, when it starts at something at the bottom of the food chain, it makes its way all the way up to the top. And I think that's probably, if that is true, boats go run thousands of routes a day all across the world. If all of them are coated in this sparkly paint, for some reason, it would introduce a lot of glitter into the ecosystem. But I don't know if it's that much more glitter than would be normally from glitter bombs, Christmas ornaments, all this. Glitter's terrible, I think. We can all agree glitter's terrible. Microplastics are a huge problem.
Yeah.
And,
they biodegrade. It's fine.
Yeah, in 1,000 years, yeah.
I mean, it depends on the time scale you're looking at it through. Human lifetime time scale? Yeah, no, that's a long time. Geological time scale?
1,500 years, there'll be no glitter from the last now.
Someone did correct that bass boats are freshwater boats, but I think the point is still the same. I doubt that it's limited just to bass boats for the glittery ones. There's probably many ocean vessels that are also using this paint if it's ubiquitous across.
That explains why the catfish I had the other day came with gloves. It was all shimmery and woo.
Gloves?
Oh God!
What do the gloves have to do with this?
I don't know. It's part of the glitter costume, I think.
Okay.
The '80s aesthetic is hitting the fish now.
Aesthetic?
Yeah, aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
Yeah, aesthetic as it is, they still do it.
Oh no, you got Mark's real laugh out of him.
Anyway. All right, I suppose we have to get going, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Time is up. We have work to do. And the mysterious God that's in charge of us says we gotta
double
go.
the stream length we thought we were doing.
Yeah.
Well, Mark had such a banger of a story.
Oh yeah.
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
The doctor keeps telling me I'm not athletic enough, but
yeah, my doctor prescribed me my new medication, Astaris, so it's really just a delightful thing.
Be careful out there, guys. If you're gonna get belly dolphins bathwater, make sure it's FDA approved before you drink it.
And watch out for all that glitter. You know those belly dolphins swim in the ocean where all the bass boats go. This is an informative podcast.
There's some knowledge to be gained here. You just gotta read between the lines.
Yeah.
Or read something else.
Yeah, that. Do that.
Or read something smart, written by a smart person.
Yep.
That's a good story, though. I like the glitter conspiracy.
It is
Next time, put more dragons.
Yeah. Thank you to Pam, our lead researcher for the Distractible News.
Thank you, Pam.
Wait, I can do something about that. Hang on.
About Pam?
Shh.
Oh, we could do something about Pam.
There you go. Yep, that's what I meant. Even bigger applause. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. I'm pretty sure when I click this button, it will unceremoniously stop. So, bye, everybody.
Okay.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.